Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, I am the CHALL, and welcome to a match report. 2-2. This one's... You can get the frustration. I think you can get the frustration. I mean, the main headlines, how can we lose that focus from 2-0 up is beyond me. I had a chance to watch the game back again. How we lose that focus is beyond me. I thought the positives, Aidan Barlow put in another good first half in that game. I thought that there was intricate movements, but just overall we just mentally collapsed, and I think the reaction at full time told the story. So before we get started, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click OK Spell to this YouTube video, and for now, let's get straight to this one. It is Harrogate Town 2, Doncaster Rovers 2. Doncaster Rovers travelled to Harrogate with a run of just 1 point out of 18 available and 4 straight defeats. Harrogate Town currently showing fighting spirit to stay in the league this season, coming from behind in both games over Easter weekend to draw 2-2, including a wonderful draw with league leaders and champions-elect Leyton Orient. One change to the Harrogate Town starting lineup as Sam Follerin replaced Levi Sutton, who dropped out. Another player who missed out entirely was the current Huddersfield Town loanee Matty Daly, who was on the subs bench in the previous match. Experienced midfielder and the scorer of the equaliser in the Leyton Orient draw, George Thompson, was in the midfield once again. 2 changes by Danny Schofield from the last game. Charlie Seaman and Liam Ravenhill come into the lineup as Brown dropped to the bench and Rowe missed out entirely. There's still no Tom Anderson as he's suffering with a back issue, which explains his absence in the past couple of matches. Youth star Jack Dudman makes the bench once again with fellow youth star Jack De Grucci, who wasn't an academy lad but is a young prospect. So now then, 2-2. So I'm going to sort of go through this half by half and then sort of analyse half by half and then talk about certain specific moments. Aidan Barlow. I'm going to sort of pick out Aidan Barlow, Jonathan Mitchell, Danny Schofield's future, and just overall. So first of all then, the first half, like I said, intricate movements. We have moments where we were looking alright. I didn't think we were looking amazing, but I thought we were looking alright at least. Barlow's goal, pretty good. Not as good as the Grimsby finish, but still a good finish. And there was a certain Berbatov-esque moment, shall we say, in the half as well. And I thought Barlow did very well in that first half. I thought Barlow had a presence up there. And I wanted to start with Aidan Barlow, really, because I think there's just something about him at the moment that's just giving off the impression that he does give a damn. So, I don't know. This is the kind of debate now we're going to have now. Do we give Aidan Barlow a brand new contract? Let's see what he does for the rest of the season and maybe look at giving... I would maybe look at giving him a 12-month deal here just to see how he plays next season with a bit more of a run of games, depending on the situation of certain players. Jonathan Mitchell. Now, there's another contract situation. There is another Jeremy Kyle dilemma. Obviously, Jeremy Kyle's not broadcasting anymore, but this is another dilemma. Johnny Mitchell. I think the first goal, I think Long should have done better to recover. Mitchell didn't do amazing with the save, but I think Long should have done better on the recovery. Second one, it looked like the defender blocked his view, so I didn't know how much. I didn't think Mitchell had much help with the second one. But this is it. There was other moments in the game where it looked like Mitchell miscommunicated badly. You know, made some odd choices at times. Thing with Mitchell is, I think it's got to that point where he's making one too many mistakes in previous games as well, and you sort of get to that point where it's like you've defended him for long enough, and it's like, if there are better goalkeepers in the market, and I'm only saying if because we don't know who's available in the market at the moment, but I think when you look at the goalkeepers that could be available to us, I think you can kind of sit here and say we could get someone just as good or probably better than Jonathan Mitchell. I'm not saying get rid of him. I'm not saying that at all. If he's indeed being offered a contract, if he somehow declines it, then just walk away. Just let him walk away with some of his own dignity left. If he declines a new contract, then just let him walk. If he accepts a new deal, whether it's 12 months, whatever, we just got to put up with it and just see how he does going forward. But long term, my stance has always been the same on Jonathan Mitchell. He is not my first choice long term. He's a rotational backup long term to a much younger number one with time to develop and time to grow. Whether that be someone like Jordan Wright from Lincoln City, or Rory Brown from Glenavon, or Brian Schwarke from Livingston. Someone like a long-term number one, even bringing in a loanee, even the loanee like Harvey Davis from Liverpool, someone like that, or Dennis Franchi from Burnley, someone like that who could be the number one, and then Mitchell become the experienced number two. If Jones decides to move on at the end of the season, it's one of them. It's one of them where I'm kind of like, we need to bring in someone anyway next season to compete with Jonathan Mitchell or to replace Jonathan Mitchell or both. Danny Schofield. Now, my position is, I've reaffirmed my stance. I think I'm in a position where I need to think about my stance going forward. But for now, I am a wait until we see what happens in the summer. I don't know whether he is going to stay or not. I've not been hearing anything, seeing anything that suggests he won't be here next season. At this point in time, sounds like he's going to be here next season, so that's what we're going with at this moment. Do I think it's the right decision? Something about me still thinks these aren't his players he wants to work with. I mean, Rochelle Williams, for example, the one player that walked straight down the tunnel at full time and didn't even dare come over to the fans. Sorry, but that I don't agree with that. It's disgusting, in my opinion. If you had a reason for it that's personal, fair enough. But majority of the time, 95% of the time, players have no excuse but to go over and applaud them fans that have been supporting you through that performance, especially the second half. So Rochelle Williams, for me, he needs to come out and explain what the situation is, or needs to hang his head with shame on that one. I feel he should. I feel he should applaud the fans personally. But that's that. That's that. Harrogate deserved at least a point from that, and probably Harrogate looked the more likely to kill us off in the second half. I felt the second half was majority Harrogate. I felt like Harrogate probably should have killed the game off in the second half and probably should have won it. So, but it's still 1 win in 12. It's still 6 points from the last 36 available. There's absolutely no momentum going into next season. There really, really isn't, and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But we'll see what happens. We saw the Real EFL article that came out with a source claiming that pressure's mounting on Schofield. I'm not going to believe anything till I see it, but it's one to keep in mind for sure. They wouldn't post anything unless they had a genuine source, so I would just keep an eye on that situation with the pressure on Schofield. He's not going at the moment, that's as far as I know, but I would just keep an eye on results between now and the end of the season, because obviously minds can change if needs be. But we'll see what happens. We've got Stevenage on Tuesday night, then we've got Newport on Saturday next week, then we've got Colchester the Saturday after that, and then it's Monday the 8th of May. Last day of the season, just close the season off with a win if we can against a Walsall Stars struggling for a win as it is at the minute, and are probably in this similar predicament to us. So, but obviously the manager's a bit more experienced than League Two, but Walsall, I think, are in a similar predicament as they need to just rebuild in the summer and just, whoever's manager, just rebuild in the summer and just go again. But there we are, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. I'm the CHALL2RA for now.